Hello and welcome to today's video, where we'll be talking about the top 10 forbidden love anime with a body count. Now, we all know romance is meant to give us that mushy feeling, but not these ones. These anime will leave you questioning your sanity and your existence. But enough said. Let's dive right in. Coming in at number 10, we've got Berserk with Guts and Casca. Arguably the most traumatized couple in anime history. Their relationship is peak wrong place, wrong time energy. These two badass mercenaries find rare moments of tenderness in a brutal medieval world, only for it all to come crashing down in the most horrific way possible. The eclipse sequence? Ugh, still gives me nightmares. What makes this forbidden romance so devastating is how genuine their connection feels, despite both being emotionally damaged warriors. They finally lower their guards, find something worth protecting, and then that happens. Griffith's betrayal turns their love story into the ultimate tragedy, leaving psychological and physical scars that can never heal. Pain. Just pain. Number 9 brings us Mirai Nikki's Yukiteru and Yuno, the relationship that launched 1,000 Yandere memes. This is what happens when clingy girlfriend gets dialed up to homicidal levels. Yuno's obsession with protecting Yukiteru in their deadly survival game is equal parts romantic and terrifying. But I'll tend towards the heavily terrifying first. She'll literally murder anyone who threatens the relationship. The forbidden aspect? Well, dating someone who's killed multiple people, stalks you religiously, and has some major secrets is generally ill-advised if you ask me. Their toxic dynamic somehow becomes the centerpiece of an apocalyptic battle royale. The body count here is astronomical, with Yuno personally responsible for a significant portion. This show taught us the importance of checking your potential partner's basement before getting serious. When we're talking about love with a body count, Future Diary reimagines it in ways that would keep you up at night. We still ship them though. At number 8, we have Dead Man Wonderland. Ganta and Shiro are childhood friends, separated by trauma and reunited in a twisted prison amusement park. Nothing says complicated relationship like finding out your sweet, innocent crush might be the same person who slaughtered your classmates. Their bond is built on forgotten memories, manipulation, and codependency, which does not exactly scream relationship goals. The forbidden element here is in segments. The first part is Ganta's attraction to someone potentially responsible for his misery. Shiro's dual personality, and the whole trying to romance while avoiding death game situation. What makes this particularly tragic is how their connection, which could heal them both, instead becomes weaponized by the prison's sadistic wardens. Sometimes love isn't enough when there's experimental superpower trauma involved. Overall, this is a great watch, if you like the blood and gore of it all. Moving on at lucky number 7 is Guilty Crown with Shu and Inori. This relationship is what happens when you mix a reluctant hero, a mysterious songstress, and apocalyptic superpowers. A recipe for tragic romance. Their love is literally weaponized, with Shu using Inori as a living tool to extract weapons from people. Whew, yikes. The forbidden aspect comes from Inori not being entirely human? Or rather, being connected to another woman Shu couldn't save. The story follows Shu Ouma, a high school student who discovers he can extract powerful weapons, called voids, from people, which he uses in a conflict between a resistance group and the global organization. And let's just say, he leans quite into his role. Their relationship is beautiful, yet doomed from the start, with government conspiracies, genetic experimentation, and world-ending viruses stacked against them. The body count here extends beyond just characters. It's entire sections of Tokyo getting quarantined and decimated. Props to this anime for making a romance where pulling a giant sword out of your girlfriend's chest somehow becomes a tender moment. At number 6, Terror in Resonance gives us 12 and Lisa. Proof that boy meets girl hits differently when the boy's a terrorist. This forbidden romance blooms between a traumatized genius bomber and a bullied schoolgirl who becomes an accomplice by circumstance. Their connection feels like catching lightning in a bottle. Yeah, it's that intense and beautiful. What makes this relationship so compelling is how it offers both characters a brief taste of normalcy they've never experienced. That Ferris wheel scene? Pure, bittersweet perfection. But when you're fighting against shadowy government organizations and your partner has a death wish, happily ever after isn't exactly on the table. The body count here isn't massive by anime standards, but the emotional impact of their doomed connection hits harder than any explosion. Coming in at number 5, Akame ga Kill brings us not just one, but multiple doomed romances. This show really said, you get a tragic love story, and you get a tragic love story, in the bloodiest way possible. Whether it's Tatsume and Mine, Leon's unrequited feelings, or even the villainous pairings like Esdeath's obsession with Tatsumi, nobody's relationship survives this revolutionary bloodbath. The forbidden aspect comes from loving someone when either of you could die in battle at any moment. What makes this particularly brutal is how the show dangles happiness in front of couples right before snatching it away. Think you're getting a cute romance subplot? Bam! Think again! This anime loves nothing more than developing characters just enough for you to care before turning them into bloody casualties. Revolutionary warfare makes for terrible dating conditions. Pfft, who knew? At number 4, we have Kuzu no Hankai. The anime that proves emotional damage can have a higher body count than physical violence. This show is a masterclass in everyone is toxic and nobody wins. The central forbidden relationship between Hanabi and Mugi looks innocent enough. 2 students using each other as substitutes for their unrequited loves. But it spirals into a web of manipulation, self-hatred, and sexual exploration that leaves psychological wounds on everyone involved. What makes this show particularly devastating is how realistic the pain feels. No supernatural disasters or villains here, just people hurting themselves and others because they don't know how to process their emotions healthily. By the end, nobody dies physically, but several souls get absolutely murdered along the way. Never has an anime made me want to send an entire cast to therapy this badly. Bronze medal goes to Elfen Lied, with Lucy and Kouta, the original my girlfriend might kill everyone I love relationship. This forbidden romance between a human boy and a homicidal Diclonius girl with invisible murder arms sets the standard for tragic anime couples. Their connection is built on childhood memories, split personalities, and enough blood to fill Tokyo Bay. The forbidden nature comes from Lucy being literally designed to replace humans through violence, making their attraction fundamentally against nature. What makes this particularly heartbreaking is how Lucy experiences genuine love and kindness from Kouta, glimpsing a happiness she could never sustain. The body count here is astronomical, with Lucy responsible for enough gruesome deaths to fill several horror movies. That opening sequence alone should have come with a therapy voucher. Coming in at number 2, we have Shinsekai Yori from the New World, the dystopian masterpiece where love is both encouraged and weaponized. This show features relationships spanning homosexual, heterosexual, and even cross-species boundaries, all equally doomed by the dystopian society they exist within. What makes these romances forbidden isn't social taboos, but the horrifying truth that human connection itself is being manipulated for population control. The relationship between Saki, Satoru, Maria, Mamoru, and Shun evolve throughout their lives, while the facade of their perfect world crumbles around them. The true genius of this show is how it presents love as both salvation and tragedy. The body count extends beyond characters to entire civilizations and species, making the personal heartbreaks even more devastating against such a grand scale of suffering. Never has holding hands felt so revolutionary, yet futile. And at number 1, the infamous School Days takes the crown with its legendary nice boat ending. This anime starts as your typical high school romance, but ends, well, not typically at all. Makoto's player lifestyle and the love triangle between him, Sekai, and Kotonoha spirals from teenage drama into full-blown psychological horror. The forbidden element here is less supernatural and more, don't be a cheating scumbag or you might get what's coming to you. What makes this particularly shocking is how it subverts the entire harem genre. Actions have consequences, and sometimes those consequences involve kitchen knives and sailing equipment. The body count isn't high numerically, but the brutality and shock value of those final episodes earned the show its notorious reputation. School Days walked so other psychological romance horrors could run. And for that bloody innovation, it deserves the top spot on our list. There you have it, guys. Forbidden love anime with a body count. Let us know in the comments if we missed anyone, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.